hi, dear followers. We continue our youth podcast series, and today our guest, Ambassador of Czech Republic, Petr Pirunchik. Hi, dear Ambassador. Thank you
Hello.
for coming. And our first question, more private. I would like to say the question: what is your main purpose to be a diplomat and working in this sphere?
Thank you for having me. And what is the main purpose?
Yes.
You mean, why am I a diplomat?
Yes.
You know what? It started as a romantic, rather naive idea about the job. When I was a kid, I thought that being a diplomat is just so cool. And it's just wonderful, and you are very important. And I had this idea when I was a kid. My parents contributed to this romantic, rather naive idea, actually. Then I forgot about this idea. Then I forgot about this plan to be a diplomat. And I was a really cool guy. And then after the university, I was doing my PhD, and I just saw an advertisement that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is hiring. We have this so-called diplomatic academy, and it's a whole process. And I saw this, and I just realized that once I wanted to be a diplomat. So I thought that I would try. So I tried. I was accepted. And here I am. Since then, I've been a professional diplomat. And I've been working at the Foreign Ministry for some 17 years now.
Mm-hmm. And now, as ambassador in Armenia, what cultural similarities do you see between our two nations?
There are many similarities, of course. You're a smart guy, so you know that it's a very difficult question, actually. It's a very broad question. So I will just say it in general terms. So, for example, Czechs and Armenians, we both are Christian nations, or we both come from the Christian foundation, right? So we both are Europeans. We understand what freedom is. We understand what individual freedoms are. We understand what individualism is. We are Democrats. And this is a very important cultural similarity. Other similarity, for example, or other similarities, for example, stem from the fact that we both, the Czechs and the Armenians, we were a part of the so-called socialist bloc. We had socialism, right? So we share some history, especially in the 20th century. We share a lot. And we also share the consequences of the history. So there are qualities, both individual as well as communal or social qualities, that the Czechs and Armenians share and they have in common, and that stem from socialism. So these are just two examples. I can go on, but maybe if you're interested, you can ask more specifically. We both, Czechs and Armenians, are
especially in
cultural
sphere,
people.
For example.
Yeah.
We have similarities in political sphere currently.
Sure. As I said, the Czechs used to live under a socialistic system for 40 years.
Yes.
The Armenians lived for 80 years or almost 80 years, right? So there are some consequences, actually. Socialism has had an impact on how people treat each other, for example, or how people see the state institutions. In both societies, in both nations, if I should say something more specific, there is a rather high level of mistrust towards the state institutions. Also, for example, again, these are just particular examples. Czechs very often treat the public space as something that is not theirs. It's public, right? It belongs to no one. It belongs to the state, it belongs to the city, but for many Czechs, it belongs to no one. So therefore, we don't have to take care of it. I see this every single day in Armenia. When there's space that is no one's, when there is a public space, people here, as well as in my country, people treat it in a way that I don't like very often.
Do you like Armenian cousin? Our question's a bit random, but I think.
Food and
Can you
drinks.
specify? Yes. Can you specify some your favorite food?
Hamlejan, I don't like it. I love it. I love it. No, it's just, it is one of the few, one of the many, but it always comes as one of the first things that foreigners coming to Armenia talk about. So when my friend comes to Armenia, he or she tells me, I don't know much about Armenia, so I am very open and I am very curious about what Armenia is. Then they eat khorovats, then they eat all the delicious vegetables and fruits you have, sukhafrukti, and so on, drink beautiful wine. And then when they are leaving, and I ask, so how did you like Armenia? They always start speaking about the food, actually. It's not only the food, there are many other things that people like about Armenia, but it's always food. So I can say that Czechs have also very good food, but
we have some similarities in cousin or not so much?
Sure, we like meat, for example. We like meat. We Czechs like meat. You Armenians like
so
meat.
Much.
Very much, yeah. And we also like to eat a lot of meat, right? However, we Czechs usually do the meat in some sauce. We eat it with sauce, right? Yes. You may have heard of goulash or svíčková for some advanced Czech lovers. You usually eat it khorovats, just grilled, yes. Barbecued, right? But that's one similarity. Another similarity is that we like to eat a lot in general. We Czechs eat a lot. You Armenians eat a lot as well, I would say. Other similarity, for example, if you compare it with, for example, with the US. Here in Armenia, you have great milk products, dairy products, right? All this matsun, kefir, and so on, tan. It's wonderful. And you will not find it in many European countries, actually. You will find such a variety in the Czech, in a Czech store as well.
Mm-hmm. And continuing this question, do you have some favorite places in Armenia, not only in Yerevan, also in regions?
Yeah, there are many places in Armenia that I like. I travel quite a lot.
As you were very active ambassadors in Armenia.
Yeah,
Say
because
that.
because you have a beautiful and interesting country, and I just want to understand it and see it and learn about it. So I travel a lot. Here, I've been to all marzes or all regions, and it would be unfair to say that I love one place over another. I mean, I like Armavir, like many Armenians think like Armavir, what is in Armavir? But in Armavir, there are actually great places, great people. I like Mehri. Many Armenians have not even been there. I like many places in Yerevan. So there is a variety of places that I like. But maybe you know that I like nature. And you have beautiful nature in many places. But what I have seen in Lore is extremely beautiful. But again, I can name many places in other marzes. I like Sunik because of the nature and the atmosphere there. I just returned from Gegarkunik. So I like many places, and if you ask me about some specific places
For
in a
example,
specific,
Gyumri,
for example,
capital of
Gyumri.
Yes, sure.
Sure. I mean, you have done a wonderful job in renovating the center of Gyumri. So that's a wonderful place. And if foreigners are listening to me, go to Gyumri and walk in the center of the city, because it's a beautiful center with an atmosphere, authentic, very, very laid back atmosphere, cafes, nice people, and so on. But I will name a very specific place in Gyumri. They have a park. They call the Friendship Park, and it's a project. It's a local project that is trying to turn an abandoned, not very well kept city park into a cool, vibrant, energetic, modern place that is accessible to all, to kids as well as to elderly people. And it's a very nice project that has been developing. And if you don't know the Friendship Park in Gyumri, learn about it and go there.
And also, what you can say about our educational system if Czech embassy organize some educational programs between our two countries? For example, I don't know, Erasmus Plus or etc.
Sure. So I will first say something about Armenian schools, and then I will say something about the possibilities for Armenian students. So I think that working with students, young people, is one of the most important things that an ambassador in any given country can do. So I try to meet with young people. This is a proof of that, right? We have met in one of the schools, and we have met several times after that. So I try to go to Armenian schools. Every month I go to a school, and I try to talk to Armenian young people, because I consider this, it's both. It's an investment into the future, and also it's just interesting. You learn a different perspective. You learn something new, something else, a different perspective from the students. And also, I think that you're staying younger when meeting young people. And now about the possibilities and the opportunities. You have mentioned, so I would just say there are many Armenian students in the Czech Republic. And the Armenian students study usually at the university. Our system works a bit differently, but most Armenian students study at university. Some Armenian students study in English language programs, and some study in the Czech language programs, right? Some of them were able to learn the Czech language so well that they can study in Czech. So this is one group of the students. They just do their master's or BA or bachelor's in the Czech Republic, in Czechia. And then there is another opportunity that I would very much recommend everyone to explore. This opportunity or this program is called Erasmus Plus. That's actually the program that involves Armenia. And it provides an opportunity to go to study for a semester, usually for a semester or 2 semesters. So everyone who is interested in studying in Czechia and meeting such cool people as I am and many other. It was a joke, right? You should smile. But not. Like, Czechs are quite cool and good people, actually. So if you're interested in meeting such cool people and such good people like Czechs, you should check out the website studyinczechia.cz, and you will find all necessary information, including the information about the university, specific programs, the living costs in Prague or other Czech cities. It's not just Prague. We have other beautiful cities with universities. So check out the studyinczechia.cz to learn more. And I can promise you that you will find there a lot of interesting opportunities. And then it would be only up to you, up to your colleagues, up to your friends, and up to Armenian students to choose from this rather interesting wide selection of options.
I also would like to say that your person changed the image of our society about ambassadors, since you more non-formal sentences, you have more non-formal sentences, and your sentences and your minds more near to society. What's your opinion about this?
Thank you very much. Thank you for such words. I hope that it has changed, as you said, it has changed the mentality or the view in a good way.
Yes.
I hope that it was in a good way. You know what? I mean, it's just, we started with this question, actually. There is a lot of romanticism about being an ambassador. Right? People think that, being a despan, ambassador, posol, velvyslanec in Czech, it's something like very, wow. It is wow, sure. Like, it's great. It's the best job in the world. However, many things that people usually think about being an ambassador, about this job, are rather not right, or are somehow misled or misleading, somehow naive, romantic, and so on. So my recipe, and I'm not playing any game, I'm not playing a role. I am just trying to be the same normal person from a small town. I come from a small town. I am not from Prague. I try to be as normal as possible. I try to stay normal.
And continuing political perspective, what can you say? How Czech Republic is helping Armenia with visa liberalization process?
That's a very specific question. Okay,
Yes.
so you know that there is a visa liberalization dialogue, right? You
Yes.
know that a process started between Armenia and the EU. We Czechs in Czechia, we are a part of the so-called Schengen system. So a process whose goal is a visa-free regime has started. And now Armenia and the EU, meaning the EU representatives, but also member states, they are dealing about the conditions and provisions of granting the visa-free regime. There are some conditions that need to be met. And if they are met, and if all the process and all the requirements and the provisions that were or will be agreed, if they are met, there will be a visa-free regime. But it will take some time. In the meantime, we have something that you've certainly also heard about, which is called the visa facilitation agreement, right? Meaning that there is an agreement between, again, the EU member states, and Armenia about a smoother, easier conditions of granting visas. Okay, this visa facilitation agreement is very important, and it's not always implemented. So I think that instead of focusing on the visa liberalization and like just speaking about this and only about the liberalization, because it will still take some time because there is a process, we should focus on the visa facilitation agreement and its implementation, right? And the EU has proven that we treat Armenians as people that we are interested in, also in the visa sphere or field. There are some provisions that basically advantage Armenians over some other countries, other nations, for example. And we both parties, meaning we Europeans, as well as you Armenians, your Armenian state representatives and so on, we should focus on implementing visa facilitation agreement, right? So that's about the visa. If you're interested in any other particular aspect, I am happy to continue. But you're right. The important thing is that a dialogue and a process of visa liberalization has started. It's a very important thing, actually. And we Europeans, we do not start it with everyone. It's just, it's a big success, actually. And it's a proof that we mean it seriously. Armenians are important for us. Armenia is an important partner for us. And that's why we actually started a discussion over visa-free regime.
You also start this process with Georgia, but now this process have some problems, if I'm not mistaken.
Not only we started this process, we even finished this process with Georgia. So Georgians have been granted the visa-free regime. Now, I mean, it's a complicated thing. Now the political situation in Georgia has changed, which has some impacts into the visa-free regime as well. But this is a good example, actually. This is a good example. We started a process of visa liberalization, and we came to the goal with Georgia. I hope that we will come sooner or later to the goal, to the aim, to the finish with Armenians as well.
Okay, and in conclusion, maybe you have some speech to our youth or not?
Yes, it will be very short, actually. I want to tell you that I was a student, and I studied abroad. It was a great experience. So if you have a chance to go and study abroad for a semester or longer, do it because it's great. But then come back to Armenia. I came back to Czechia. I started serving my nation, my country, and it was the best decision that I could have made. So go study abroad and come back. This would be the message that I want to pass.
Thank you for your participation, Mr. Ambassador.
Thank you very much for the invitation. It was an honor for me. Thank you.
Thank you.